Mazz, what's your reaction to the trade?
So Chaim Bloom is gone, but his memory lives on. Tell me how this is different than any move he would have made.
Would he have made a trade with the Yankees?
Sure.
Think so?
Yeah, sure. Why not? Yes. Again, a nothing trade like this. And when I say a nothing trade, I'm being serious.
No.
When you look at the kind of deal they just made, and I'm not telling you it's a bad deal or a good deal, I'm just talking about the type of deal it is. Arbitration-eligible outfielder is going to make about $10 million. Is going to be headed to free agency. We're going to dump him, and we're going to pick up 3 fringe pitchers and hope that we hit on a lottery ticket.
Sounds like you're not – well –
No, that's what it is.
Listen, other than the Yankees part, you're right. It's a Chaim Bloom trade.
Totally.
But other than the financial aspect of it, shouldn't he have been moved given his attitude and all of that?
Yeah, again, now, so if you're asking me about do I like the deal or dislike the deal, I would tell you, and this is a total cop-out, I would say I'm largely indifferent towards it.
Let me just, no, you're not. Because I can, by your tone and by saying, well, it's a Chaim Bloom move, that is not a positive endorsement.
How does it help them now?
I'm sorry.
How does it help them now?
You're saying you're ambivalent, but by linking it to what Chaim Bloom would do, you're dumping on it.
How does it help them now?
It doesn't.
Okay, so then you agree.
Yes, absolutely. I'm not saying I agree or disagree. I just wouldn't say you're ambivalent. When you come right out and say this is something Chaim Bloom would do, that's not an ambivalent take. That's like this more of the same.
I mean, it might help them down the road. I don't know. I can't predict to you what these 3 guys are. I have no clue.
Mike's way of telling you, own your anger.
And I don't love Verdugo. I never did. And I've heard from a lot of different people offering a lot of different thoughts. And I would tell you that generally what people are feeling is justified. Like I had someone say to me, why couldn't they get more for Verdugo? And I would tell you that I think a lot of people have that response. And I would say, what did Alex Verdugo do here that was good? And when I say good, I mean, what skill does he have that is significantly above average?
I mean, he can hit for power-ish.
No,
he's not power.
He showed up late at an elite level to games.
Correct. Yep, he was an elite screw-up.
The putts.
I mean, he had a knack for a timely home run here and there.
I mean, what did he hit, 13 home runs?
Yeah.
Look,
overall, I'm not trying to make a case for him. I'm glad he's gone. I thought he was a putz, but he's average.
How is his strikeout rate?
Relatively low. I mean, he's above average in that.
Okay.
Yeah, he puts the ball in play.
Contact is what I was going to say, but,
Yeah.
But elite at an elite level?
No, I mean, he strikes out less than 100 times, but it's not like he strikes out 40.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Or 50. I don't know who does that anymore anyway. So, look, I'm not telling you Verdugo completely sucks as a player, but to me, what Alex Verdugo is the embodiment of the average ball player. The embodiment of it. There are a million Alex Verdugos out there. So at the end of the day, the Red Sox just traded a guy who's going to be overpaid now or approaching overpaid. Maybe in the modern landscape he's not overpaid. But, they have left-handed hitting outfielders coming out their ears between Abreu, Jarren Duran, Yoshida. You add Verdugo, that's 4 right there. So one of them was going to go. The manager couldn't stand him because the guy was unreliable. So his stock might have been at an all-time low. He hit 225 after the All-Star break. What are you going to get for a guy like that? So, again, I understand when people say, well, in your head you say, couldn't they have gotten more? He never fulfilled his potential here. He was, as Joel Sherman pointed out in that cut that we just played, Alex Verdugo was the centerpiece of a trade for Mookie Betts. The centerpiece of that trade never lived up to it. So now let's do sort of the math as you go down the road. You gave up Mookie Betts for 3 fringe pitchers and Connor Wong. That's what you did. And Mookie Betts is now playing second base for the Los Angeles Dodgers. You need a second baseman, and you need a right-handed hitter. How does that one look?
Your thoughts on this trade, 617-779-0985 or Craig Breslow, a month into the job. And anything you want in the world of baseball, this is how we're going to start. The only thing I really like about it is that it's to the Yankees. And this is just a core thing of mine across all of sports. And this is why I'm saying, how is this different than Chaim Bloom? I'm not sure Chaim Bloom would have made a trade to the Yankees because he was so risk-averse and so gun-shy, period. Never mind making a trade to that team. Listen, him trading a horse for ponies, he would absolutely do that. And I know that Verdugo is not exactly a horse, but you know what I mean.
But if you apply that to this trade, he's the horse in the trade.
Him sending out money for for dumpster diving on 3 borderline pitchers, of course, yes, that's Chaim Bloom. Would he do it to the Yankees? I don't know, because Chaim Bloom had a small penis. Okay, but the only thing I like is that it was to the Yankees. That's the only thing I think. It's one of my pet peeves in all of sports when trades are made. You've heard me say this before, but I'll just take this time to do it again quickly. When you trade a player, whether he's great or middling like this, you usually want to put him someplace where he's not going to come back to haunt you. And you certainly don't do it with your rival. So if you're in the East Coast, you send him to the West Coast. If you're in the Eastern Conference, you send him to the West. If you're the West, you send him East. If you're American League, you send him National League. If you're the Bruins and Joe Thornton and the Philadelphia Flyers offer you a better package, you still send him to San Jose because we don't want him to come back to haunt us. And on and on and on and on. It's like, I think one of the biggest mistakes that teams make. You're the Bruins. Well, we're not going to deal with the Canadians. We're the Celtics. We're not going to deal with the Lakers. Forget that. We can't do that. You're the Lakers. We're not going to trade with the Celtics. Not those a-holes. You're the Yankees. We're not going to make a trade with the Mets. He's like, well, why? Well, what if they're offering you the best package? Do what's best for your team and don't worry about the other guy or whatever sort of PR blowback you're going to get. So if Alex Verdugo hits down in New York, there'll be some blowback here. Take the risk. If that's the best offer, take that offer. So that I fully endorse that. I wish more teams did it. Back when everything that Bill Belichick seemed to do was the right thing. My favorite thing that he did was trading Bledsoe to Buffalo. Well, how are you going to trade him in division? They'll come back to haunt you. I think he sucks.
Yeah, if you dislike a player so much for your organization, you should have no problem sending him to a division rival.
Well, Lauren Malloy's going to just pick up and go to Buffalo. Let him. I don't think the guy can run anymore. We'll be fine. If you believe what you believe about the player, then you almost want him to go to your rival.
Sure.
But either way, take the best return. And so, I've done that rant before. There it is again. And so that's what I like about this. The Yankees offered you the best package. No problem. This guy's a first-class putz. Now he's your problem. And if we're wrong, we're wrong. But good luck with him.
So, look, I'll give him credit for that, but only if the players he got are good.
So I'm telling you, everything else, what else is there for me to like about it? I mean, yes, Verdugo was a putz, and he was a problem. He wasn't my problem. And he was still, I don't know, Mazz, one of their better players?
Maybe, but that's an indictment on them. And when I say maybe, really, I'm not going to miss the guy. I think he was as average gets. I don't think they really gave anything up in this deal because they weren't going to re-sign this guy, and he wasn't all that good here. And honestly, selfishly, I was kind of hoping the Yankees would flip him to the
Padres for Soto. Instead, they're just going to get Soto separately.
Right. But I was kind of hoping that the Red Sox would have traded Mookie Betts, lost Mookie Betts in the deal, and sent Soto to the Yankees in the process.
Well, my first inclination was, because the first reports were just that, they're going to flip Verdugo in a trade for Soto. And my first thought was, well, why aren't the Red Sox flipping Verdugo in a trade for Soto? But either way, the Yanks are in on Soto. So the Yanks are in on Soto. The Blue Jays are in on Shohei Ohtani. And I'm sorry, who did we get? Dick Fitz?
Yeah. He's now my favorite player in town.
Who are the other two guys? Right, exactly.
Who knows?
Don't worry about it.
I'm not even sure I would have known Dick Fitz until you said it.
So why are your division rivals in on those players, and we're still dumpster diving for 4A right-handed arms out of the bullpen? So of the 10 things I'll say about this, the only one that I like is that they traded him to a division rival in the Yankees. I like that. Everything else you can say about it, I don't know why I should like it.
You shouldn't.
3 bum pitchers that aren't going to help you.
Right. And again, how did they help the team in 2024? And I don't know, maybe one of these kids will turn into a bullpen piece, but Winkowski sucked in his first year in Boston. He turned out to be okay, and I'm equating it to the Benintendi deal because I think there are some parallels to be drawn there. Same position, same kind of player, same kind of deal. You got a bunch of little pieces for a guy who, in theory, was an everyday player, as average as he was. Same kind of move. But to answer your question, which again is logical, people ask me this too. If the Yankees can trade Verdugo to the Padres, why can't the Red Sox do that?
Yeah, that's my first thought.
Okay, because Verdugo's not really the key piece of the deal.
So what is? What do the Yankees have that you don't?
Young pitching. Young pitching. So they just sent you 3 guys that are down their depth chart that aren't really going to have any impact with them, the highest of which I think was their number 12 prospect, and that was Dick Fitz. Okay, so, he wasn't going to be enough of a piece to go get Soto. So, but the Padres may have wanted a left-handed hitting outfielder back who can play in the big leagues. So they need a piece to pop in there. You could have given them that, but you didn't have the young pitching to match up with what the Yankees have.
So Tanner Houck, Garrett Whitlock.
Not good enough.
The guys that are here.
Not good enough.
I don't know what's coming. I mean, obviously Bayo, but you wouldn't do that.
No. I mean, no, not for a guy who's going to be up. And honestly, it's not the Red Sox priority. They have to, and I'm with them on this.
They need those guys.
Yeah, not only that, any prospects they do trade are probably going to be positional players, and they're going to be for pitching. So, you can't just make 10 trades and give up everything in your system.
So I'm sure there's explanations. I'm sure there's details that you could talk, out of it. But all I know is the Yankees are in on Soto. The Yankees are in on Soto. The Rays are in on Ohtani. And we got Tom, Dick, and Harry.
Yep.
Literally. It's like, well, what really has changed? To your point, opening up the show?
Very little. And again, look, I acknowledge it's early. I'm not, in baseball.
It's a daily talk show, Mazz.
Okay, it's in baseball. It's early, and the rest of the world is late. We're in December. We're on December 6th, for crying out loud. And the only move they've made so far is to dump Alex Verdugo. But if you were to ask me right now, do I feel good about the offseason they're having? My answer is, how could you?
Of course not.
And I think the division, the indications are that Soto's going to the Yankees today. The Jays are in on Ohtani. You're falling behind. You haven't even done anything.
Falling behind in terms of also, are you interesting at all?
Nope.
I mean,
I'm serious.
No,
I believe me.
They're talking about improving from within. Meanwhile, Ohtani might be going to Toronto. Soto ended up with the Yankees. You just gave him Verdugo on top of it, and you added 3 guys who might be able to help you in 2025.
Although it is interesting to see how Dick fits into the rotation.
I will tell you, Murray.
That name's fun.
Kind of humor's beneath you. You're better than that.
No, he isn't.
I think I sent 3 straight emails with it today. I love it. As soon as I heard it, I'm like, oh, this is great.
I mean, he's 6'3", 230. He's kind of a big Dick Fitz.
Wait till we tell you where the improvements are coming from. Do you read Peter Abraham's early column?
Oh, no.
Oh, here, I'll tell you what. Soto to the Yankees, Ohtani to the Rays. I'll tell you where the Red Sox are going to be finding their improvements, and we'll take your calls as well coming up right after this.